All right, this is it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, right? Maybe, maybe not. We're going to take a look at Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 on the PlayStation 5. So by now, I'm sure you've seen like 1,000 different videos out there where somebody's making a before you buy or things you got to know, about 15 things you got to know before you buy, Microsoft Flight Simulator. So Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is known for its career mode. It has been out for just over a year, I think, at this point. So it's nothing new, but it came out for Xbox and it came out for PC. So a lot of things going on there, but a good chance you may have already played it. I actually have not. Up until yesterday, I had not had a chance to play it. So if you pre-ordered it, per one of our previous videos about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, you would have access to it starting now, or starting yesterday, technically on December 3rd. You should have access to it. But if you didn't, then you'll get access next week when it comes out on, I think, December, maybe 8th, 9th, 10th, somewhere in there, right? So you'll get access to it. You'll still get everything. You'll get all the stuff. So there's a few different modes. You got your like premium deluxe, your essentials, whatever it's called. I don't know. But depending on the one that you get, you'll get a bunch of different aircraft. You get the you might get a Cessna 172, and that's what it's going to start you out in. So I started playing in career mode. I was able to, in 2.5 hours of live streaming, I was able to get my private pilot license. Why they call it a private pilot license in game is beyond me, because anybody who flies knows it's a certificate, not a license. So why they actually solidify that in the game is quite beyond me, but it is what it is. I also got my instrument ticket in game. I'm sorry, not my instrument. I got my commercial in game. So the next one after that is I don't even know. It's like multi. You can get your multi. You can get your high altitude endorsement, complex endorsements, instrument endorsement, or instrument ticket. So you can really take things up and up your, like, the more certifications that you get, the more endorsements that you get, the more aircraft that you check out on, the more that becomes available to you, which makes it really kind of awesome in my opinion. I really enjoyed that career mode, and the more certifications you do, it unlocks more things that you can do in game. So the aircraft itself flies like you would expect a Microsoft Flight Simulator aircraft to fly. You can turn on a lot of the assists, and the game will take care of most of the stuff for you. It'll start the aircraft for you. It'll shut it down. It'll put you right on the runway. You can just skip the whole taxi sequence if you want. You can skip the startup sequence if you want. I think for me, you don't even you have to hold altitude and show the game that you know how to fly it and, can do that stuff. But it gives you the highway in the sky, guys. It gives you the blue boxes that you can fly through so that you can see where you're supposed to go. You know where you're supposed to taxi because it puts the blue arrows right there on the ramp. So you can see exactly where you need to go and exactly what you need to do. That's not something you get in real life. You need to write down those clearances, your taxi diagram. You need to have that stuff in front of you. You can't. I suppose you could have that in front of you if you really wanted to or needed to. I think personally, if you're really going to get into this for startups, for instrument proficiency, I don't think that this is necessarily the way to go. You might be able. You could. Theoretically, you could, but I would do it on a PC where you can hook up a panel and you can hook up a GNS 530, 430, or G1000 suite. You can go through everything and set it up so that it's like a real-life cockpit. Then you could fly it like it's a real aircraft system. So not on the PlayStation 5. If you're on a PlayStation 5 playing this game, and I'm calling it a game for the purposes of PlayStation 5, I think that it's a game on PlayStation 5. It's great. It's cool. The graphics are awesome. You get real life weather. I was playing it. I don't know where I think this is I think the video that we're watching here was when I was actually doing my commercial check ride, and I think it put me in some place where the weather may not have been snowy, but it was showing me in parts of the actual flight. I did like 8 different flights last night. And you could see the real weather the way that it looked in Michigan at that current time, it probably wasn't as bad. I saw some snow in the ground, but in real life, people were sliding off roads, flipping upside down. It was a sleety, absolute mess. But still, it's looking at METARs. It's looking at all the graphics. It's pulling everything off the internet. It's looking at the photogrammetry, and it's giving you a pretty good look and view of what the actual world looks like, which is freaking amazing. I was really impressed with that in and of itself. So a lot of cool things going on there. Now, the hardest thing for me to pick up and to really kind of grasp, I'm sure you would pick it up in time, was the controller. I'm not a huge playing, I've flown helicopters with Grand Theft Auto, and that's kind of fun. I enjoyed that. You get used to it after playing, hundreds of hours in game on Grand Theft Auto. It's not that hard. There's not as many controls and things that you have to deal with. You don't have somebody sitting right seat with you telling you, don't do that. You're overdoing your performance because you put in your flaps before you were below 100 knots or something, right? You don't have any of that. You can do whatever you want. It's Grand Theft Auto. Who gives a crap, right? But in here, you do have that. You do have them saying, watch this, you're flying somebody around. They're going to get mad at you if you start banking too tight. I think the hardest part was figuring out how to do it with the controls, with a PlayStation 5 controller. Not like I couldn't get used to it, but the controls, it was different from what I'm used to flying a helicopter in Grand Theft Auto, which I know that's not even really a comparable item, but for me, it kind of is, because up until now, that's what I've flown helicopters on. That and Far Cry 5 and 6, right? So, okay, a few little things that you had to pick up. Flaps, it's on the D-pad, up and down on the D-pad. Brakes are whatever's on the far left. I think it's the square. And then the X or the cross, that is your throttle in, and the circle is throttle out. You could throttle up, throttle down, stop the aircraft. Brakes had their own little hotkey on there. I think it was R1 and something else, but it's stuff that you're not going to remember unless it's sitting there telling you what it is in the top corner like that, right? So look at that. I mean, we're flying through the sky. It tells you exactly where you need to go. It tells you exactly how to enter a flight pattern. It tells you everything that you're doing. Even on a check ride, everything's right there in front of you. So it could I turn all of that off? Probably. I haven't even gotten that far. I've literally played the game for 2.5 hours. And it was a great 2.5 hours. That was an awesome live stream. We had a lot of folks show up, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I hope that if we do some more live streams, that you guys come and join us. So just keep an eye. Make sure to hit that the subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification bell, because that's how you're going to know when we go live. And I can't just pre-plan it ahead of time, because on the PlayStation 5, when you hit the broadcast button, you just go live. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, or checking it. You can't set it up ahead of time. So all of that said, I liked it. I really did, but I think it's going to be great for helicopters, VFR flying. You can't see or really interact with the avionics. It's cool. It's great to see that. I had a chance to fly steam gauges as well, but everything's so small, and you don't really have a great chance to interact with that stuff. So I think where you're going to get the most bang for the buck for this is with the graphical environment, the visual aspect, flying low and fast, or flying in a helicopter where you're not really looking inside of the aircraft as much, because you're outside of the aircraft actually flying. You're enjoying it. You're doing the NOE, the nap of the earth. You're flying low to the ground, doing some cool missions or checking things out, doing some sightseeing. And I think with this, where you're really gonna get it's a career-based system, but you're not really. It's not like I had to go out and get 40 hours of flight time to be able to progress through my private pilot certificate. So. But I think there are some great things to this, and I think for the first time since I've been playing PlayStation, which has been since 2017 or so, because I think that's when I started playing Grand Theft Auto, I've got a flight simulator, like a really good flight simulator, on what do you call it, on the PlayStation. So I really can't complain at all. I thoroughly enjoy this. I think the graphics are great. I think what you can do with it are great. I think the aircraft that come with it are great. I hope that the marketplace brings in a lot more new aircraft, and a lot more like a lot of scenery packs and stuff. But I think I've got enough scenery. So yeah, that's my thoughts. And I think I don't think you can go wrong by getting it. If you've already got it on PC, I would just continue playing it on PC, to be honest. But if you have a PlayStation 5 and you think that it looks like something that you would be able to play, it doesn't take up a lot of room. I've got Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead 1, Red Dead 2, Fortnite, and some other games on the old PlayStation. And I've got an old one, not the PS5 Pro either. And it runs, I thought it ran pretty good. I did not have any major issues, blunders, except for me, running into stuff. But, it is what it is. So, yeah. I think that I don't think you can go wrong. I pick up the version that you want if you're going to and play it. I think you'll have a good time with the career mode. I'm not going to make a dime for you picking this up and flying it or purchasing it, because I'm not an affiliate for this at all. So anyway, I hope that's a good way to look at this, and I hope that you guys enjoy what you guys are doing. Go get yourself some Microsoft Flight Simulator credits and make your way through the progression of all of your certifications, and enjoy the ride. All right. Let me know what questions you guys have or what you guys think. If you guys have already picked this up, the comment section is there and it is open to you. I'll catch up with you guys soon. All right. Bye. Hey, if you guys want to get to know me a little bit better, I've got a community over on Skool. It's called the Freedom Launch Lab. Basically, we talk about flight sims, marketing, plane building, anything that's interesting. It's a place to connect, ask questions, hang out with like-minded people. If you want to come over there, I'd love to have you guys. I'll leave a link down in the description. Come join us.